Hello and welcome to my League 2 Game Week 3 predictions. We didn't get many right last week in the Game Week 2 predictions, so we look to do a bit better this time around. Of course, if you do like the videos, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff before watching this video, and we'll just dive straight into the League 2 Game Week 3 predictions here. With the EFL Cup tonight, we will do these predictions without knowing these results, of course. But the first game is Chesterfield and Paul Cook taking on Daryl Clark and his Bristol Rovers side. Chesterfield and Paul Cook got off to the perfect start, 6 points out of their first two games, maximum points out of their first two games, beating Barrow at home and beating Cheltenham at home. They come up against the Bristol Rovers side that have lost their opening two matches under Daryl Clark at home to Harrogate Town and away to Fleetwood Town. So yeah, it's not been an ideal start for Bristol Rovers this season. The last time these sides played was back in 2016-17 season, was a win for Chesterfield at home 3-2, and then a win at Bristol Rovers at home in this one. You probably say it's routine Chesterfield win in this one, but Bristol Rovers haven't won in two, and well, they haven't won their first two matches. Chesterfield have, and that was positive sides for them. They'll be looking to do a lot better here, though, and probably win this game quite comfortably. Will Chesterfield, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to back Chesterfield and Paul Cook's side. I'm going to go tight. I think Bristol Rovers will give them a game, but I think Chesterfield will just plug through in this one. I'm going to go 2-1 to Chesterfield in this one over Bristol Rovers, and them narrowly to get the result here. I think Chesterfield will narrowly get over the line in this one. And just narrowly beat Bristol Rovers. So back in Chesterfield to win by 2-1 over Bristol Rovers here. Into the other half-12 kickoff, and it is Oldham Athletic taking on Swindon Town. Swindon getting a big win over Cambridge at home on Saturday afternoon, of course, as Oldham drew at home to Colchester. They did level back in that one in the 36th minute after Colchester took the lead early on in that one, and then they played out a 1-1 draw. Oldham did lose to Accrington on opening day. Swindon did lose to Walsall as well. This will be a tight one to call, as Swindon beat. Last time these two sides played was back in the 21-22 in League 2, and Swindon won by 3-1, and then Swindon won by 1-0 back at their home ground. This is going to be a tight one to call. Who do I back in this one? Do I back Oldham or do I back Swindon? I'm thinking I'm going to go down the middle on this one. I think Swindon have been okay. They did have the more chances against Walsall in that first game, and then they beat Cambridge and Neil Harris 3 goals to do in that first one. So yeah, I'm going to back a 1-1 draw. Oldham drew 1-1 at the weekend. I think it'd be another 1-1 draw here against Swindon Town, and back in a draw in this one. Oldham 1, Swindon 1 at 12:30 on Saturday afternoon. Now into the 3 o'clockers on Saturday afternoon, where Barnet take on Walsall, of course. Barnet losing their opening two matches by 2-0 in each game. I think that might be a bit of a different story as they take on Walsall at the Hive on Saturday. A 1-0 loss to Gillingham for Walsall at the weekend, and a 2-0 loss to Bromley for Barnet, of course. Dean Brenner will be under a bit of pressure if they do lose this game, probably, because they won't want to start with 3 losses out of 3. But I don't think they will. I think Barnet can definitely bounce back here. I don't think Walsall have been particularly good this season. I think they got a bit of a lucky win at home to Swindon, and then they lost to Gillingham and Gareth Ainsworth last time out in a bit of a scrappy affair. The problem with League 2 is it's so unpredictable. The last two sides they haven't played before, actually. Barnet haven't won this season, so yeah, they'll be looking to win this comfortably, you would imagine. They're at home. Walsall's away form isn't great. I'm going to back a Barnet win. I think I'll learn from my mistake next week if they do lose again. But yeah, I'm going to back Barnet this time around. I'll go back them for a 2-1. No, I'm going to go 1-0 home win for Barnet, actually, not a 2-1. I think Walsall are quite tight defensively, and that might lead to it being a tighter game. So yeah, I'm just going to back Barnet and Dean Brennan's side by 1-0 over Matt Sadler's Walsall in this one. So yeah, backing Barnet by 1-0 here. And now to a game where there's only 1 point that separates these sides between Barrow and Notts County, and only Notts County have got a point this season, of course, drawing against Newport on opening day. So, yeah, Notts County will be looking to get the job done in this one. Not a great start under Martin Patterson, of course, losing to Salford at home at the weekend. That was not a great result. Barrow losing at home to MK Dons. And then Barrow have also lost to Chesterfield as well. I think Barrow might be able to get the win in over Notts County in this one under Andy Wing. He's a decent coach from what he's proved himself at Solihull Moors, but last time these sides played last season was a 1-1 draw back in October at Barrow, and then back at Meadow Lane was a 2-1 away win for Barrow. I'm going to bet Barrow in this one to get over the line against Notts County here. I'm going to go 2-1 for the home side to win this and get their first points of the season, as Marty Patterson and Notts County will be starting to feel the pressure, or he will anyway. So yeah, back in Barrow to win this by 2-1 here. Now we go to the Copperjacks Community Stadium, and it is where Bromley take on Fleetwood. Of course, Bromley winning by 2-0 over Barnet at the weekend at home, of course, and Fleetwood beating Bristol Rovers 2-1 as well, and it was a 2-0 away win at Barnet for Fleetwood as well. Bromley, decent side, very good side. They'll be looking to, well, they should be all right this season. They won't be in any relegation threat, you wouldn't have thought. This is the first time. Is it the first time these have played as a head-to-head? No, they did play back in League Two in the 15th of February, but that can't be right because that was a 1-0 win for Bromley. I'm not sure when that was, but yeah, it was a pre-season friendly, I think. But yeah, anyway, moving onwards, Bromley will be looking to beat Fleetwood here, you would imagine. It's last season, I think. Yeah, last season, sorry. It was a 1-0 win for Bromley, and then it was a 0-0 draw back then, of course. So yeah, that is why Bromley were in and Fleetwood were in League Two last season together for some reason. I thought Fleetwood were in League One. That was the season before. Yeah, this was a really tight one to call. Really, really tough one. Fleetwood's away from stopped bad. They did beat Barnet as well. I'm going to back a 1-1 draw, I think, just to be safe on the safe side in this one. I think Andy Woodman's side are a very good side, very resilient side as well. Haven't conceded a goal this season. Fleetwood have only conceded one as well. So, yeah, I'm just going to back a 1-1 draw, back it to be safe in this one. And, yeah, Bromley 1, Fleetwood 1 here. Cambridge take on Harrogate at the Abbey. Neil Harris' side coming up trumps against Swindon Town at the weekend, losing by 3-2. Cambridge then beat Cheltenham on their opening day as well. Harrogate beating Bristol Rovers and then almost dropping 2 points at home to Grimsby at the weekend as they were 3-1 up in that game. But it was still a decent point against a very good Grimsby side at the moment. Last two times these sides have played was a 2-1 win for Cambridge at the Abbey, but then on the 30th of April 2021, it was an absolute bonkers game where Harrogate won by 5-4. Don't think it's going to have that much chaos in it this time around, of course, but yeah, I think Cambridge should be able to get over the line in this one as their home form is okay. I believe in Neil Harris at the helm as well. So yeah, Harrogate still one of the favourites to go down. They've had a decent start, 4 points from their opening two, so yeah, not a bad start for Harrogate Town. I think they're going to lose this though. I'm going to back Cambridge United. I'm going to go 2-0 to the home side at the Abbey to get another 3 points and then move above Harrogate Town in the table. So yeah, backing Cambridge to win this by 2-0 over Harrogate Town. Crewe Alexandra now take on Crawley Town, of course, at the Mornflake Stadium in Crewe. Horrible start for Crawley, losing 3-0 to Grimsby on opening day and losing at home to Newport by 2-1 as well. So yeah, not a great start for Crawley Town. They'll be looking to beat Crewe, but I could definitely not see it the way Crewe have started beating Salford on opening day by 3-1 at their place and then beating Accrington by 2-0 at home. Yeah, Crawley have had a horrible start and they'll be looking to do a lot better than last time. Last time out, of course, against Newport and Grimsby as well. Two times these sides have played was in League Two. It was also the League Two playoff final where Crawley won that. Crewe beat them in League Two that season twice, did the double over them 4-2 at Crawley and then 1-0 back at home. Of course, I think this is going to be one-way traffic. I think Crewe are going to win this quite comfortably. I'm going to go 3-1 to Crewe in this one and them to knock over Crawley quite convincingly here. Not been the start Scott Lindsay's side would have wanted, and yeah, I don't see them building. I think it could be 3 losses out of 3 and 3 wins out of 3 for Crewe. So yeah, back them by 3-1 over Crawley here. Now we go to Blundell Park, where Grimsby Town take on Newport County. Of course, Grimsby looking to continue their unbeaten start under David Artell so far this season. Newport County be looking to do the same as well under David Hughes. Yeah, very good win for Newport last time out, beating Crawley Town by 2-1. Drawing at home to Notts County on opening day wasn't too bad. Either Grimsby did beat Crawley 3-0 on opening day. Both sides have played Crawley this season. It was a 3-3 draw last time out for Grimsby, as they showed incredible fight to come back against Harrogate and probably could have won that game as well, even though they were 3-1 down in that. Last time they played was a 1-0 win at Blundell Park back in March this year, and yeah, in 2024 at Newport at Rotting Parade, it was a 0-0 draw. So yeah, these games have been very, very low scoring in recent past and recent head-to-heads. I think there might be over 2 goals in this one. I am going to back Grimsby Town to get over the line in this one. I am going to go for a 2-0 home Grimsby victory in this one, and then to beat Newport quite comfortably here. So yeah, backing Grimsby to beat Newport by 2-0 here. And now we think that MK Dons have finally clicked into gear after they beat Barrow at the weekend. Of course, after that sloppy 0-0 draw at home to Oldham. I think they were still a bit leggy from pre-season in that first game. But yeah, they seem to have clicked into gear under Paul Warne. Now, Cheltenham, on the other hand, lost back-to-back games, haven't scored a goal yet. I think they had a record for not scoring in like some 17-odd league games before. Was this last season or the season before or something, and they're right at the rock bottom of the table. They always do start poorly to Cheltenham Town. They travel to MK Dons, and their travelling doesn't get any easier on the road after they travelled to Cambridge last time out. Last time they played last season was a 3-2 win for MK Dons, and another win for MK Dons back in March, of course, at Cheltenham. They're going to be looking to win this one. Will the Dons in this one? I think they will. Paul Warne knows this league. I think he's finally got them playing some decent football. They haven't conceded a goal. Cheltenham haven't scored. This writes a scrappy 1-0 MK Dons win to kickstart their home campaign, or well, get through for their first 3 points at home at Stadium MK. And yeah, backing MK Dons to beat Cheltenham by 1-0 in this one. Now to the Peninsula, as Salford City take on Accrington Stanley. Salford City bounced back after that opening day loss to Crewe Alexandria by beating Notts County and Martin Patterson by 2-1 at Meadow Lane. A very, very good win for Salford City. Crewe beat Accrington Stanley by 2-0. Did Accrington take all their legs out by beating Oldham Athletic 3-1 in the week in the Cup? They also drew to Gillingham on opening day 1-1 against Gareth Ainsworth's side. Last 2 times these side played back in League 2 was a 2-0 win for Salford City, and then Accrington won on Good Friday last season by 2-1 at the Peninsula as well. So yeah, both sides won away from home. I don't think that's going to be the case this time around, of course. We'll be looking for a Salford City win probably at home, and I'm going to back that. I'm going to back Salford City to win this by 2-1 over Accrington Stanley quite comfortably, I think. So yeah, I'm going to back Salford by 2-1 over Accrington here, and yeah, get on to 6 points for Salford City, and yeah, back-to-back wins after they beat Notts County last time out. Now to the crowned Meadow, where Shrewsbury Town take on Colchester United. A horrible game for Shrewsbury Town last time out, as they lost 4-0 away to Tranmere Rovers, so they'll be looking to do it a little bit better here. Colchester drawing the first of their 2 games 1-1. Against Tranmere and Oldham, respectively. Shrewsbury also did draw to Bromley. Michael Appleton not really got his side playing much good football. Last time they did play in League 1 was 15-16 season. Shrewsbury won them by 4-2, and it was a 0-0 draw back at Colchester. And then they did play in the FA Cup, where Shrewsbury won by 3-2. This game is screaming a draw. I don't think I'm going to back it, though. I'm actually going to back the Cowley brothers and Colchester United to get over the line in this one. I think it'll be scrappy. I think it'll be tight. But I think Colchester are just going to get over the line in this one and win by 1-0 over Shrewsbury Town in this one. A scrappy 1-0 win for Colchester United in this one. I think they'll just narrowly knock out Shrewsbury in this one. So yeah, back in Colchester for a 1-0 away win over Shrewsbury here. And the final game we are predicting today, and it is at Prenton Park, of course, as Tranmere take on Gareth Ainsworth and his Gillingham side. Gillingham drawing on opening day to Accrington Stanley and then beating Walsall by 1-0. So Gareth Ainsworth's side are unbeaten to this League 2 campaign so far. Tranmere beat Shrewsbury 5-4 goals to 0. Last time out, absolutely battered Shrewsbury, didn't they? And then drawing away at Colchester on opening day. The last 2 times these sides played was a 3-0 win for Gillingham back on the 14th of September, and then it was a 1-1 draw on the 25th of Jan at Prenton Park. Both sides unbeaten, both sides on 4 points here. I think I'm just going to edge the home side in this one just to get over the line. In this one, I think I'm just going to back Tranmere Rovers here to win this under who is their coach? Andy Crosby. So yeah, I think Tranmere will just get over the line in this one and beat Gillingham by 2-1 here. Thank you very much for watching my League 2 Game Week 3 predictions. If you did like the video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, do all of that good stuff. And yeah, I'll speak to you on the next one, which will be League 1 predictions tomorrow, Championship, and then Prem on Friday, of course. See you. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I'll speak to you on the next one.